Hey, what's going on, dudes and dudettes? It's Pip Surfer with another daily update for the Cowabunga system. Today's Monday, September 21st, 2009. Hope you all had a great weekend, great day today. Just gonna go ahead and get right into it because we got a lot of stuff to do. My last post wasn't since last Wednesday. Apologize for not posting on Thursday and Friday, but had a few comments. Just wanted to address them real quick, and I just kind of pre-screened these just because it saves some time instead of me having to read through everything. First one is from Ken Mage, which basically was answered by SciPippy, but just wanted to know about the system, talking about losses and stuff that's going on. But yeah, it really does sound, SciPippy said it right, it sounds like you're trading kind of like you just jumped into it without really you know, having a plan or a strategy. And I think you might have went live way too early. You might want to go back. Actually, I really recommend that you go back to demo account, and if you can make consistent profits for at least 3 months, then I would say start very small on a live account. But you really don't want to be losing money this early in the game, and that's really what gets a lot of people discouraged. And it's really just not being prepared yet for entering with real money. And you know, it can be very emotional when you start putting your actual money into it. So again, you want to be able to be making profits consistently for at least 3 months straight, preferably longer, but I would say that at a minimum, and you really want to ease your way in there. So good advice from SciPippy. Appreciate you helping other traders out. So next one is oh, one more thing about that is, I know you were talking about swing trading. Swing trading is, if you have a job or can't really watch the markets the whole time, swing trading is probably your best bet. So you want to find a system that you can swing trade, meaning you don't have to check trades, or you don't have to be on the chart the whole day, but you can just check trades every now and then, and that's really what you want to find. So I would start there, try to find a strategy or develop a strategy that you can do that you don't have to check up every single hour or whatever. Make sure it fits your schedule. Alright, next one's from Giolani, wants to know what kind of indicators I'm using for the color change on the candles. Again, I'm using a software called XTick. It's free to download, and they have a feature where you can color the candles when a certain criteria is met, and in this case the criteria is if there's a crossover up or down on the moving averages, it paints my candles a certain color. So if there's an up crossover, it colors it black. If there's a down crossover, it'll color it purple. So that's pretty much what I am using. Next comment wants to know about RSI and stochastics. What's the purpose of it on the 4-hour? And again, it's just really momentum. You don't just want to have a crossover, because just like any other chart, you can get fake outs, but 4-hour charts, you know, it's a longer time frame than a 15-minute chart, but you can still get fake outs. So the indicators are really just additional confirmation that there is good momentum in your favor, and that's going to be a good trend for you to start looking for trades. Let me see. Next one wants to know, oh, and by the way, if it doesn't have to be, this is referring to the next comment by Johnny Forex. I'm wondering about the indicators. The indicators only have to line up during the actual trend change candle. Now, when you're about to trade for the day, the indicators don't have to line up. It just has to line up on the particular trend change candle, and I'll show you in today's update. I can see where the confusion is. Next is just technical difficulties with Meat Pips, and I've contacted the people there. Hopefully they've fixed it by now. But again, yes, please post if you see any errors or anything like that. Let us know, or there might be a feedback page there or something, or just let those people know, because you know, it's still kind of new, so there are bugs, but stick with it because it's a great software. Pippenstein was saying that MACD was already negative during the trade last week that made 19 pips. I went back and looked at it, and I guess what had happened is my chart was zoomed out, and I kind of made the trade fast, and you were right. I looked closer at it, and it was slightly negative, and I just eyeballing it, it looked like it was slightly positive. So I did actually make a false trade there. I did take the trade because originally I thought it was positive. So I made a boo-boo there, and fortunately for me, it went in my favor. So Pippenstein's actually right. The trade last on the 15th that made 19 pips, that actually wasn't a signal, and that's a great catch, and I'm glad that you posted that. So again, just for the record, that was a false trade. I shouldn't have taken it, but again, luckily for me, it went in my favor. I could have easily gone in the wrong direction. So, but thank you for pointing that out. I'll try to, that's one of those things where you got to really check those indicators. Sometimes it's hard to see, and you got to zoom up and make sure that the values that it's in the right direction that you're trying to go. All right. So great comments again. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Hopefully I was able to help. If not, ask them again or ask them in the forums, and we'll try to help you out there. Now I'm at my 4-hour chart for the cable. Okay. Now here's my trend change candle back here on the 17th. Yep. Okay, now let's look at the indicators. RSI's below 50, stochastics are trending down. This makes this a valid trend change candle. However, if we move into today's action, at this point we don't have to look at the indicators because since we did have a valid trend change candle, that trend holds up until we see a new trend change candle. So I'm not even concerned about these indicators right here. As far as I know, the trend is still down, and I'm only looking for short trades. Now, if I move the action forward for today's session, you'll see that there were no new trend change candles. Therefore, we go by the last one, which was this one, for a downtrend. So we only look for short trades this whole day. We don't have to, the indicators don't still have to be below 50 or whatever. As long as there was an actual valid trend change candle, then you stick to whatever trend that is. So there was the valid trend change candle for a downtrend, and as far as I'm concerned today, we have only looked for short trades. So hopefully that answers your question on that. And here's my 15-minute chart. I'm going to try to speed this up because I only have about a couple minutes left on this video. And then let me look at the news events for the day. You can go to babypips.com, click on the Tools tab. Okay, we're only looking for news that affects the sterling or the dollar. Today it was really just the leading indicators at 10, and that's 10 a.m. Eastern time for me. Make sure that when you jot times down, you note it in your time. So 10 a.m. or excuse me, 9 a.m. was the only, 10 a.m. was the only time that I was really concerned about. So you just write that in your notepad or whatever, just jot it down because you don't want to be in the market during those times. All right, so I know I'm looking for short trades, and I know that 10 o'clock is the time I don't want to be in the market. So now moving my chart forward one candle at a time. Remember, I'm only looking for short trades, so I'm looking for a crossover to the downside. And before I can do that, I have to see a retracement to the upside, which I haven't seen yet. There we get a crossover to the upside, so now I can start to look closer for a crossover to the downside. And here I get one. This is right at 8 o'clock. Now that I have a crossover, I can look at the indicators. RSI is below 50, stochastics trending down. MACD was positive and losing value. This is a valid entry. You want to enter at the close of the candle or as close to it as possible. This one's at 61.69. Our stops at the most recent swing high at 61.93, and the nearest 0.50 level is at 61.50. Gives us about 19 pips of potential profit. And now I can just move forward. See that the target was hit on the very next candle. We didn't get a clean break here, so you just want to exit as close as you can to the target at 61.50. I got out at 61.53. So not quite out at 50, but that's okay. You just want to mark that in your journal and move on. So slight profit there. And now we just continue to move forward with our day. No big deal. You don't need to dwell on it. And there's 11:30, 11:45, and there's the end of our session. So just one trade today, one small win, but still a win is a win. Hopefully you learned, got into the action of things, and that'll just help you gain experience and as you continue to learn your trading skills. So that's pretty much it for today. Feel free to leave comments, and I will see you all on the next update. Cowabunga, dudes.